Where have you been?
Bermuda. Thought you quit smoking.
Nope.
What are those for?
You know what day it is.
Oh, Ma, I can't handle that today.
Fine.
Well, now you're gonna guilt me.
Guilt is not a verb.
It is the way you do it.
Sorry about the carnations. I know you hate them. But that's all they had left. Gil's florist has gone downhill. He used to have tulips all year long. But he claims they're too expensive. I think he's just gotten lazy.
What makes you think he can hear you?
What makes you think he can't?
Ma's still smoking. Happy birthday, Daddy.
Judge Gray, sorry to keep you waiting. You've got coffee?
No, thanks.
I know this is the last thing you need right now, given what you've been through. Shall we sit? This Ian Jankowski is on the warpath. He's really got it in for you. Judge Faraday is feeling a certain amount of political pressure.
The Russell Younger case didn't help matters. Public sentiment was on your side, but internally there's a residual feeling of Nero fiddling while Rome burned.
Meaning that while I was off sleeping with my CSO, I put the judicial system at risk?
There's no logic to any of this, Judge Gray.
So there's going to be a complaint before the Judicial Review Council.
It's heading that way.
So what can I do?
Just be honest.
Well, that certainly worked so far.
As your attorneys, we need to know everything. All of the details of your history with this Mr. Jankowski, as well as with your CSO, Mr. Van Exel.
Mr. Jankowski dislikes me because I reprimanded him once in court. As far as Mr. Van Exel is concerned, we worked together.
You didn't socialize?
No.
He never had dinner at your house?
Once. Thanksgiving, but we were working.
Ever work late together? Alone?
No.
I have something in my notes about an out-of-town trip.
I adjudicated a case in Marston. He went with me.
An overnight trip.
We were working.
You stayed at the same hotel?
There was only one hotel.
Separate rooms, I take it? I have to ask.
Yes.
Maxine Gray's desk. Jared, how are you? We miss seeing you around here. Maxine is just fine, but not here. She's late. Yes, I'll tell her. Uh-huh, I always do. Bye.
Thanks, Tanya.
Maxine, you're turning me into a pathological liar.
You're getting very good at it.
Why are you avoiding the man? Why don't you just break up with him and let somebody have him?
I don't want to break up with him. I want to avoid him. I'm tired. I've got a lot on my mind. He's always so cheerful and supportive.
Yeah, that does tend to grate.
It's my husband's birthday. I'm not feeling all that romantic.
I think he'd understand.
Jared or my husband?
Both.
I could really use your help on a case.
Sorry, I'm strictly paperwork.
We agreed to 3 months.
I thought we agreed to whenever I felt up to it.
You said it'd be 3 months at the most.
My family has been through a terrible ordeal. I'm sorry if I'm not bouncing back on your schedule.
Will you just read the case and tell me what you think? It's a 4-year-old girl. She's acting out. There's evidence of vaginal tearing. The mother's convinced something's going on somewhere.
Then you should assign someone to follow up.
How about this? You just take a look at it, and I won't mention what time you came in.
Robert?
Mr. Clancy has been charged with illegal possession of a firearm. School principal discovered an unloaded .38 caliber pistol in Mr. Clancy's locker. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Clancy was expelled from school and is being held on bail. I would know where I was going if I could find my glass. Where the hell are my glasses? Thank you. Mr. Van Exel, I'm missing paperwork here. Where's this boy's prior record?
He doesn't have one, Your Honor.
Nothing? Not even a misdemeanor?
No, sir.
You're telling me this is the first time he's in my court?
Yours or anybody's?
Mr. Clancy, you decide to skip over the minor transgressions and get right to the hard crime, is that it?
My client found the gun in his home. It belonged to his mother's boyfriend. He felt it wasn't safe since he has young siblings, so he brought it to school.
So he stole the gun as well?
He didn't know what else to do.
It never occurred to him to take the gun to a police station?
All due respect, a black man walks into a police station with a gun. He does not stand a good chance of walking back out.
I don't need you reminding me of our social plight. We got plenty of rock stars to do that.
We are asking for 3 years at Long Lane, Your Honor, in keeping with the zero-tolerance policy as regards children and firearms in the public schools.
I'm sure you got a problem with that, Mr. Johnson.
I feel 3 years is excessive. We're asking for probation or suspended sentence. We have an independent psych evaluation for your consideration.
Let me guess. Attention deficit disorder, oppositional defiance disorder. Not sure we need to take up the court's time with all that. This is a serious case.
And it deserves a serious consideration, Your Honor.
Okay, counsel. If you please, we'll put it on the docket for tomorrow. Next.
I don't think I've ever seen so many people stand in line for food that you can hardly eat. And expensive. I paid $8 for a slab of meatloaf. Somebody ought to take them to court.
Hi, Patrice.
So you having any lunch?
No, I'm really not that hungry.
Honey, you're gonna blow away. I hope you don't mind if I eat in here. I really don't like hanging around the cafeteria with all the gossip flying.
Gossip?
You know, your situation. As your new CSO, it's best that I remain neutral. That's why I never ask you anything about it. It's none of my business.
So what's on the docket this afternoon?
Not much. I continued most of your cases.
I didn't ask you to continue my cases, Patrice.
You were loaded down. You really don't need that kind of stress right now.
Well, that's not how I work. So what I need you to do is get on the phone and call back as many cases as you can.
Some of the attorneys have left for the day.
Well, that's why God made pagers.
Judge Gray?
Hi, Donna.
The judge and I are in a conference at the moment.
Oh, sorry. It's just strudel.
Excuse me?
From the cafeteria.
Donna, I really appreciate it. I'm just not very hungry right now.
But you love strudel.
No, you love strudel.
I've already had some. I guess I could have some more.
You could.
Eating for two.
Sandy, can you find a home for these? Maybe send them up to the children's ward.
Right away.
Mom.
Vincent?
No, it's Raymond Burr. Good guess, though.
We have some exciting news, Mrs. Gray.
Nora's pregnant. It happened while I was on life support. Ow. No abusing the invalid.
We had a very good day. Tell her what you did. We walked on the treadmill.
I walked on the treadmill. You read magazines.
That's excellent, Vincent. How long?
4 minutes. No, let him do it.
Next week, the polka.
You're doing great. You enjoy your dinner with Mom, and I'll be back in an hour.
Thanks, Nora.
God, she's awful.
She drinks.
She does?
Vodka and her diet Snapple.
Well, that makes me like her a little better.
Is Amy coming?
Didn't she come this morning? Well, she should be coming soon.
I'm starving.
You're supposed to read first.
Can we make an exception?
No, we can't. 1 page, that's all I ask.
Mom, it's not getting any better.
That's why you have to practice. Just do the headline.
I don't want to.
Sound it out.
I can't sound it out.
The Dow Jones Average. The information is all in your brain, Vincent. You just have to learn to access it. That's what the doctor said.
The doctor also said I might never walk again.
And you proved him wrong. You're not going to let this beat you up.
This isn't like walking. That's just about overcoming pain. This is the visual striate cortex of the left occipital lobe. It isn't working. It's on an extended vacation. Staring at a newspaper doesn't help.
The Dow Jones Average.
Fell. Can we eat now?
He did 4 minutes on the treadmill today. 2 weeks ago, he couldn't even do 1 minute.
That's great.
Come on, pal. Let's have some gas.
Tap him between the shoulder blades, Peter. And a little harder.
How come you teach babies to burp and then you tell kids not to burp?
It's the cycle of life, honey. That's right. We learn things and then we unlearn them.
Will Uncle Vincent have to learn how to burp again?
No, he just has to learn how to read again. That's what we're focused on now. He has a condition called, what is it called, Amy?
He can't read.
Well, it has a name. He understands, but he doesn't recognize the letters. You see, when he had his accident...
Can we talk about something else?
All right. Does anyone know what today is?
Dad's birthday.
Do you still have birthdays when you're dead?
You do as long as people remember them.
Here, Mom, why don't you give it a try? I'm not getting anywhere.
Peter, it's a skill you need to develop.
Maxine, you should come to Ned's music and movement class sometime.
Music and movement? He's 4 months old. The only music and movement he should be doing is in his diapers.
Babies pick up a lot at his age. You should go.
We missed you at the hospital today.
Yeah, my afternoon was crazy.
I don't think it would hurt you to work a little less these days.
Well, I can't do that. I have responsibilities.
Give me a bell.
For heaven's sake, Peter. Maybe the baby doesn't want a burp. Amy? I brought some tea. Oh, well, have a fresh cup. I guess you're busy.
I had to cancel my morning session. I met with my lawyers.
How did that go?
Okay.
It'll blow over. Mark my words, it's nonsense.
It's very persistent nonsense.
Well, what could this man possibly have on you?
He doesn't have anything on me, Mother.
I'm just saying, there'll be a hearing. Nothing will come of it. You mark my words.
I'm glad you're so confident.
Amy, what's gotten into you? I know you've been through a lot. We've all been through a lot, but you are still required to behave in a civil manner.
I am not the one harping on death and hospitals.
I'm not harping.
I don't think it's a good idea for Lauren to be surrounded by nothing but bad news.
Well, we happen to have a lot of that at the moment. I'm sorry it's an inconvenience for you.
Mom, every day I have to walk down those halls with people staring at me and whispering at me. You know, God knows what they're saying. And in the court, I can feel the disdain. The lawyers treat me differently. In small ways, they roll their eyes, they talk back. I have fought so hard for their respect, and now this... I don't know how to fight it. I don't know who to trust. Maybe it's selfish, but when I come home, I want to feel safe. I want to be cheered up.
Well, it's a little selfish.
Thanks for understanding. Mr. and Mrs. Fleming filed for divorce 8 months ago and have been unable to reach a custody agreement concerning their 6-year-old daughter, Stacy. Each is seeking sole physical custody. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. And both parents claim that the other is not competent to care for the child?
Your Honor, 11 months ago, the Flemings suffered a tragic loss when their infant son succumbed to meningitis. Since then, Mrs. Fleming has spiraled into depression. She's been in and out of doctor's care, is on medication, and is basically unable to cope.
That is not true, Your Honor. Stacy is well cared for by her mother. Mr. Fleming, however, has thrown himself into his work. He's at the office 13 hours a day and leaves Stacy in the care of a babysitter.
My client is struggling to provide a normal life for his daughter, while Mrs. Fleming is indulging the child in regressive behavior. She allows Stacy, who is 6 years old, to drink out of a bottle and use a pacifier.
My client would like to put the child into therapy, but her husband is adamantly opposed.
Your Honor, Stacy has been through enough. She needs order and structure.
He wants to sweep it all under the rug and act like it never happened. He won't even talk about it with Stacy.
I don't want to dwell on it the way you do. It's morbid.
Everybody calm down for a minute. Mrs. Fleming, do you need a break? Well, I'm very sorry for your loss. I understand that the death of a child is a terrible thing to confront. And people grieve in different ways. Stacy needs both of her parents, and I think it's a bad idea to try to isolate her.
Frankly, my client is afraid for his child's safety.
So is mine.
Well, I'm going to appoint a guardian ad litem to try to determine the best interest of the child. In the meantime, counsel, I urge you to continue talking. It is my hope that your clients may come to an agreement outside of the courtroom.
Two delinquency cases for neglect, for custody.
For custody? That'll take all day.
And a ruling on the Clancy case.
What?
The kid with the gun.
Didn't I rule on that already?
The defense wanted to submit a psych report.
Oh, here we go.
I reviewed this case. It's not cut and dry. I think it's worth listening to what the kid has to say.
I don't know what kind of relationship you had with Judge Gray, Mr. Van Exel, but I don't indulge in ex parte communication.
Oh, yes, sir.
What I need you to do is to make the docket work. Transfer some of those custody cases. Anything. Get me out of here at a decent hour.
3 easy picks.
Nasdaq down 13 points.
Hey! In the mood for company?
Oh, thank God. I was seconds away from ordering a buttmaster.
It doesn't work.
Did you come here to shatter my illusions?
I'm sorry I didn't make it to you yesterday.
You missed all my best tricks.
But Oreos.
Crack 'em.
So I saw your doctor in the hall. He says you'll be able to come home this week.
Yeah, I was talking to him about that. Since I still have to do all this therapy, I was thinking the back and forth would be a pain. I mean, it's not like I can drive.
You're supposed to, twist him open and eat the cream.
I'm brain damaged. You want to give me a break?
So what, you're just gonna stay in here?
Haven't you seen me walk? I could make it across the room in less than a decade.
Well, I think the faster you get out of here or get back to your life, the faster things will happen.
What life is that?
Your apartment. Your friends, your work.
In order to write, you have to be able to read. It's kind of tricky that way.
Well, can you dictate into a tape recorder? Have somebody type it out for you?
Amy, what are you talking about? I'm a reporter. They run around. They move fast. They think even faster.
So you're just gonna give up?
Is this the part where you give me the stirring oratory that's going to catapult me back to life?
Why are you mad at me?
Because you're doing the normal dance on me, Amy. The sooner we move on, the better we'll feel, number. It's like when Dad died.
I didn't do that.
You got married 3 months later.
The wedding was already set.
You couldn't postpone it?
Why are we talking about this?
I can't race out of the hospital and make you feel better. It takes time.
I just think the longer you stay in here, the more comfortable it is.
You think I like this?
Well, it's hard to move on. I know that.
Oh, you got divorced, so you know how this feels.
I'm not saying that.
Yes, you are. You don't know what this feels like. You can't. This isn't some kind of life choice. I didn't ask for this.
Well, you got in the van, Vincent. You got in that van. What were you thinking?
I was thinking of you.
Why do I have to choose?
Because brownies and soccer are both on Saturday, so you have to pick one.
I promised Taylor I'd be in brownies.
Good, brownies it is.
But I love soccer. I'm the best goalie.
Maybe you should do soccer. You need the exercise.
But I promised Taylor.
What about staying home on Saturdays and entertain yourself?
What does that mean?
Your child doesn't know the meaning of entertaining herself.
Ma, you're not helping.
Children these days are overly programmed.
We're doing soccer, and that's final.
Morning, all.
Morning.
I need your help. We just got the proofs back from Ned's studio portraits.
Professional pictures already? He just learned how to smile.
He's been smiling for months, Mother. Look at these. I like the one with the bear. Jillian thinks this one looks more like him.
Oh, no, I'm with you. The bear wins.
I like the bear, too.
You want to weigh in, Mom?
Oh, they're all very sweet.
You hardly looked.
Whichever one you pick will be fine. Sean, you wanted my help on the Nevins case?
Yes. And you gave it to Robert.
Well, Robert and I did a little legwork. The mother has no idea where the abuse is coming from. The child attends Roseland Preschool, where her stepfather, Mr. Phil, happens to be the music teacher. So I did a little cross-checking and found 2 other cases of abuse complaints involving the school.
Tell me about the cases.
One from last spring, a 5-year-old girl claimed the music teacher asked her to play grown-up games in the bathroom. The child later recanted.
Well, that's not a case.
The other one is a 3-year-old. 2 months ago, she began throwing tantrums when her mother took her to school. Said that Mr. Phil touched her too much. It gets more graphic from there.
Sounds like Mr. Phil's recurring theme. Let's remove the kid.
Just so you know, the case won't end there. The school would be implicated. This man has been working there for 10 years.
McMartin was a nightmare, followed by a national witch hunt. I don't think we want to go there again.
So preschool workers have immunity now.
I didn't say that. But you have to admit it's all very vague. No one's even pressing charges.
Because no one has really followed up.
So what do you want to do?
I don't want that to be my decision.
All rise.
Mr. and Mrs. Fleming,
Be seated.
I'm surprised to see you back here. I haven't had time to appoint a guardian ad litem.
Your Honor, the Flemings were able to come to an agreement on their own.
Well, that's good news. What have you decided?
Your Honor, against my advice, my client has agreed to surrender sole physical custody to Mr. Fleming at this time.
Mrs. Fleming, are you sure about this?
Ben is right. I'm, not very well. I don't think I can care for her. Stacy needs somebody who can be there for her. Ben has always been the strong one.
Have you discussed visitation?
My client is waiving her rights.
You don't want to see your daughter at all?
I don't want her to see me.
Your Honor, Mrs. Fleming arrived at this decision on her own, and I think we're obligated to trust her judgment.
Well, yesterday you had no faith whatsoever in her judgment, counselor.
She's very depressed.
Of course she's depressed. Her son died less than a year ago. I think we're confusing grief and mental illness. We're not meant to pick up and carry on after something like that. I'm inclined to be suspicious of the fact that Mr. Fleming was able to put all this behind him so quickly.
Your Honor, this is family court, not grief counseling.
I'm sure you didn't mean to be insubordinate.
I apologize.
Well, clearly this tragedy has torn this family apart. And that's a shame. We have to do whatever we can to minimize the effect on Stacy. I'm inclined to grant temporary custody to Mr. Fleming. However, I encourage you to work out a visitation agreement between the parents, and I want to review this case again in 3 months. I need a break.
Fifteen-minute recess.
Oh, God, Bruce.
Judge Gray, your door is open.
I'm so glad to see you.
Nice chambers.
Yeah. There was a lot of structural damage to the other one. They turned into a broom closet.
Judge Salinger's docket is overloaded. He asked me to transfer a case. I thought you might have room for it.
I'm pretty backed up myself.
I understand. I'll just ask someone else.
No, maybe I can take a look at it, see if I can fit it in.
I'd appreciate it.
So how are you?
I'm fine. Fine.
Really?
Fine, yes.
Because I feel like I'm going a little nuts. Who's your attorney?
Attorney?
Yeah, they're telling me this thing isn't going away. There's going to be a hearing.
If it happens, I'll deal with it. Thank you for doing this.
Jillian, what are you doing out this time of night?
We have to talk.
All right.
Play with him.
What?
I want you to play with your grandson.
Jillian, I would love to spend some time with you and Ned. If you give me some warning. I happen to be busy at the moment.
I want you to play with him now.
You seem to be very worked up. Would you like some chamomile tea?
Maxine, I waited all this time to be a mother, to give you a grandchild. I thought that would finally make me feel like part of this family. But now that it's happened, you're too busy. You have no interest in him. He's closer to the woman at the dry cleaners than he is to you. I mean, at least she smiles at him.
I smile at him?
You don't even look at him.
That's not true.
I'm sorry that Vincent got hurt. I really am. And God knows we all want him to get better. But life goes on. Other things happen, good things, and you can't just ignore that.
I have no intention of ignoring it.
Maybe if Ned were your own flesh and blood, things would be different. But he's my baby, Maxine. I'm his mother.
Jillian, I really can't do this right now.
Why not?
Because I can't.
Well, now is all we have.
Oh, spare me your world view. I know how fleeting everything is. I buried a husband. I damn near buried a son. I don't have the strength to worry about another person. Well, there it is. It's, not fair, but it's the truth.
You don't have to worry about Ned.
Yes, I do. He's a person, and he's related to me. 11 years ago, I kissed my husband goodbye and went to work. Then the phone rang, and he was dead. 4 months ago, the phone rang again. My son was probably not going to make it through the night. You spend years worrying and loving and understanding and interweaving your life with someone else. And it comes down to phone calls. It's such a thin tissue holding everything together. My God. It's such a terrible idea.
What is?
Having those. Oh, damn it. All right. Here we go. Here's a ball for baby, big and soft and round. Here is baby's hammer, see how he can pound. Here's the baby's trumpet. Here's the
Turn you loose, your mama too. There wasn't a thing that you could do. I got faith in you. It's a razor love that cuts clean through.
As Your Honor is well aware, the recent spate of school violence has forced the administrators to adopt a zero-tolerance policy as regards the illegal possession of firearms, the offense to which the defendant has just pled delinquent. We see no cause for leniency here.
The psych report says that Mr. Clancy shows no sign of antisocial behavior. He's a B student with a good attendance record.
He bragged about having a gun to his schoolmates.
It says in my notes that Mr. Clancy also told his gym teacher that he had a gun in his locker. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. He, in turn, told the principal, who then searched his locker.
Was the gun loaded?
I don't think that's an issue.
Then why would I be asking?
No, it wasn't.
Mr. Clancy, would you like to tell me in your own words what happened?
No.
I understand that your attorney is advising you against speaking, but I have to tell you, I think it would help.
You're gonna do what you want to do anyhow.
Well, that's true. But I'm interested in your side of the story.
My mother lost her job. I got 3 brothers and sisters. And she don't have any help. She gets upset. And she starts talking crazy. She says she'd be better off dead. She took pills one time. I got scared when I saw the gun, so I took it.
I see.
And Mr. Owens was always saying we could tell him things. Problems at home. If we got in trouble, we could come to him. He said we could trust him.
That's your gym teacher?
Yeah.
And what happened after you told him?
He said not to worry. He'd take care of it. End of the day, I got called to the principal's office. Police were there, and they had the gun, and they took me off.
Did Mr. Owens explain the situation?
He wasn't there.
Your Honor, there have been 3 shootings in this school this year, one of which left a student dead. I think you'd have to agree that Mr. Owens acted appropriately.
Why didn't you just take the gun into the police station? You didn't think you could trust the police? You thought you could trust Mr. Owens?
Yeah.
Your Honor, this is a very touching account. But the fact is, there is a zero-tolerance policy which my office supports.
Well, I don't. I have to look at the offender as well as the offense. We can't treat all cases the same. Mr. Clancy took his teacher at his word and asked for help. He didn't get it. If we want our children to grow up in an atmosphere of honesty and trust, then we have to hold up our end of the bargain. If I refuse to exhibit any tolerance, then I'll be reinforcing Mr. Clancy's notion that people in positions of authority are not to be trusted.
Sadly, that is sometimes the case.
Well, not in my court. I'm sentencing Mr. Clancy to 1-year probation. I only wish I could order him back to school on Monday. Sean, you wanted to see me?
Oh, Maxine, have a seat. This Nevins case. Spoke to the DA's office. They don't want to touch it. Not what we have now.
So you're going to drop it?
70% of cases like this are never even filed. You know that. To make something like this work, we need hard evidence. Police reports, doctors' testimonies, sane and cooperative parents. We would have to be proactive, and it would require a minimum of outposting with a high degree of vertical management.
Once again in English.
We'd need a team captain. One person who could organize the case and see it through.
I can't do it.
Well, then it can't be done.
Sean, you have an office full of competent social workers.
No, I don't. I have an office full of well-intentioned but underexperienced social workers. I need someone who knows the ropes and who's motivated.
I'm not motivated.
Well, sitting at your desk isn't going to make your son get better. Which is none of my business, of course. Without you, this case is going nowhere. So, like it or not, you've got a decision to make.
That's great. I heard you gave Edmund Clancy probation.
That's right.
Thank you.
I also got an angry phone call from Judge Salinger. Seems he had no intention of transferring the case.
Yeah, he has some words for me, too.
Well, you'll have to answer for it.
Add to the list.
See, here's what I don't get, Bruce. You would take a chance for a kid like that you don't even know, but when it comes to our situation, you won't fight back.
What do you want me to do?
Something. Hire a lawyer.
I don't like lawyers.
I miss you.
When not prospering with the neighbors, it is wise to invade. All will profit. When one is dwelling in humility, one's goal has not yet been obtained. One might use a military operation to overrun cities and states.
Hi. Am I interrupting?
I'm reading I Ching. It's supposed to be spiritual.
I'm learning how to invade countries.
I think that's a metaphor.
Can we continue this tomorrow? You've given me a lot to think about.
Sure.
Did she say I Ching?
She thinks it's a person, like I Claudius.
Hey, Vincent.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
No, listen. I've been carrying this around ever since the accident. I have been mad at you. Not for getting in the van, really. Just for being my little brother. And being vulnerable. I was mad because I love you so much. If that makes any sense. I know the whole accident was my fault.
No, come on, it was my fault.
It'd be great if it could be Mom's fault.
Yeah, let's work on that.
Samuel Beckett, The Complete Short Prose. Is this yours?
They had it in the library. I was just looking at it. I don't really understand it.
Yeah, well, it's Beckett. Nobody understands it. How long have you been able to read?
I don't know. Maybe a week?
You've been lying to everybody.
I've been avoiding the truth.
Why?
It's not that I like being a patient. I don't. But in here, everything's so simple. Clear parameters. You can't think big anymore, so you think small, and then suddenly everything seems important. It cracks in the wall. The way the curtain moves. Pink light on the white floor. There's no such thing as an insignificant moment. It's all a gift. I don't want to lose that.
There's no reason you have to.
What if I've been through this ordeal and then I walk out of here and nothing is different?
Well, you know what Beckett says about that.
I can't go on, I'll go on.
Read to me.
There were not many steps. I had counted them 1,000 times, both going up and coming down, but their figure has gone from my mind. Memories are killing. So you must not think of certain things, of those that are dear to you, or rather, you must think of them in your mind, little by little. That is to say, you must think of them for a while, a good while, every day, several times a day, until they sink forever in the mud. That's an order.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime. Can McCoy put away criminals, or will they beat the system? Law and Order is next on TNT.